Catholics will be able to pay their respects in the Vatican to former Pope Benedict XVI, whose body will lie in state for 3 days at St. Peter's Basilica before his funeral. The German theologian, who died aged 95, led the Catholic Church for 8 years before becoming the first pope in 6 centuries to step down in 2013. His successor Pope Francis will lead the funeral in the vast St. Peter's Square, before his remains are laid to rest in the tombs beneath St. Peter's Basilica. Benedict died at the Mater Ecclesiae Monastery inside the Vatican Gardens, which had been his home for the past decade. His body will be transferred to the Basilica where, for 3 days during the daytime, the faithful will be able to say goodbye. The Vatican released photos of his corpse, dressed in red papal mourning robes and wearing a gold-edged mitre on his head, on a catafalque in the monastery chapel. Benedict's shock resignation created the extraordinary situation of having 2 men in white, him and Francis, at the Vatican. His funeral will also break new ground. Papal deaths usually trigger the calling of a conclave of cardinals to elect a successor, but this time Francis remains in post and will lead proceedings. Benedict's funeral will be solemn but simple, the Vatican has said, after which he will be buried in the papal tombs under St. Peter's Basilica.